When it comes to traffic film or hard water deposits, we break out the detail kegs. They come in all different shapes and sizes. This one here has a longer hose that is 1/4 inch for 200 psi. All types of different nozzles and attachments, spray nozzles and handles. This one here has the 3/8 inch, 300 psi. You can dump well over 100 pounds of pressure in these, and they'll last you for quite some time without having to pump. So those pump sprayers, throw them in the trash. These can be a little bit pricey, but with all the different chores that you could use these for, they will pay for themselves quickly. I'll put a link down below for different places you can look into these and the attachments that you can get or make on your own to get them useful for you. You can use them for the pre-wash process, you can use them for window tinting, you can use them for PPF, which is mostly what we use them for, tinting and PPF, but we also use them for the pre-wash. We also put some shampoo for interiors and use them for interiors, spraying down rugs before we shampoo them. Many, many uses. Let's start off with this one here. We'll foam the side of the car and do a comparison with what these can do and exactly how these are more effective. All right, with the Mercedes here, a little bit of salt on the side, a little bit of grittiness, not really overall that dirty. Perfect situation for a foam cannon. If you want to do some pictures for social media, you want to do a video, or you just want to get a little bit of grittiness on off the vehicle, that's where this would come into play. So yes, this looks absolutely enticing. Gorgeous for videos, gorgeous for pictures, very relaxing when it comes to videos, but really doesn't do a whole lot for traffic film or hard water deposits. Guys, these are little air bubbles. How much of the actual chemical is making surface contact is going to be very little compared to what I show you next. So this is great for grittiness. It's slowly carrying that grittiness, lifting it, kind of emulsifying it a little bit down the side of the vehicle. Let it on there for as long as you can, and then rinse it completely and rinse it free from the vehicle. Okay, great. So from here, you could do your contact wash and you have a little bit of the grittiness removed or light contamination. Now, let's get to the Hazilla tank here. This can be used for tint, PPF, which is what it's mostly used for. We have a different tip on here with the 3/8 inch 300 psi line. And we have this brass fitting here handle with a nozzle. And this we have mixed with an alkaline from Labo Cosmetica. And this is going to be used for a vehicle that we suspect has a little trouble with traffic film. So we're going to grab the line here and we're going to spray the solution on the side of the vehicle, just like this. Now, yes, this is soapy, but it's not a thick shaving cream foam, which is mostly bubbles. This is the actual solution making contact with the side of the vehicle, which is very, very important. This is how you quickly and more effectively break down the traffic film or the hard water. So I'm going to lay this on the side of the vehicle or the problem area, and we're going to let it dwell just like we do the foam. and in a couple minutes we'll come back and rinse it. Okay, it's been on there for just about 5 minutes. Indoors, sheltered areas, you can let it dwell longer. Outside, direct sunlight, a light breeze, you may get 3-4 minutes out of it, but the trick is to let it on the surface, these chemicals, as long as possible so they can do their job. You just can't spray it on and rinse it off. That's doing absolutely nothing. So let's rinse this thoroughly. So from here we'll move on to the contact wash, and I'm thoroughly confident that it has helped me with traffic film. Let's move on to if I suspect a vehicle is giving us a problem with hard water spots, or again, that area around the fender wells where beating like crazy, a little bit flat from here down. So we'll break out a different keg with a different mixture that is a little bit more leaning towards the other side of the pH scale, and it's acidic. So this keg here we use mostly for tints because of the handle and nozzle. The other one I'm going to bring in now is used mostly for PPF, and it has a different handle and nozzle because it has a different purpose. It needs to reach different areas. It needs to reach a little bit further. We need to pull film up sometimes on hoods or trunk or roof, and it needs to get up in there in a tight area, but be able to get your slip solution deep into the film. We also then use that for hard water deposits because sometimes they're anywhere, on top of a vehicle, a roof, a trunk, down below. You can even spray your undercarriage with it, and it reaches a little bit further than this. Let's get that other keg over here. So this is the other keg that has the acidic mix. Again, another 5-gallon, and they do make them in different sizes and shapes. You know, we have a 3-gallon as well you can buy, but this has the longer 1/4 inch, 200 PSI hose, a different handle, directional nozzle, and we use this when we get into the PPF jobs. But when we're using it to break down some hard water deposits, this is what it's going to look like. We can change the nozzle to, I can really stand back and still reach it with this. But let me show you what this looks like. Again, we're getting more of the chemical on the surface. It's not just air bubbles hanging on the side of the car. It's the actual chemical making contact with the troublesome areas, breaking it down. We'll let this dwell, rinse thoroughly, and move on to the next step. It's been a good 4 or 5 minutes. You can see it hasn't all just run down the side of the car because it's such a wet mixture. Just like the foam, it still sticks to the side of the car. It's still there, and we do have to rinse thoroughly. Okay, and at this point here, we can move on. We can do the regular contact wash and get through the rest of the decon and get this prepped for a coating, PPF, sealant, or whatever. These, by the way, are very, very easy to take care of, and I recommend cleaning them before each use, especially if you're transitioning them from one job to another. But using them for film, we want to clean these out as often as possible. The slip solution can sometimes get clumpy, and if you do not have the nozzle filters cleaned properly, you can get a little bit of contamination under the film. So when you're finished, simply release the pressure. Completely release that pressure. Pull up on the handle here, push down, and you're going to be able to pull this lid up through and have access to the inside or the barrel of the container. So we'll dump this out. We're going to rinse it thoroughly. I'll use one of the wheel woolies for the barrels of wheels and get in there and clean that out. Right here's the draw tube. Draws that up, puts it through the hose. Clean it out, rinse it, get a little bit of an alcohol mix in there. Flush the whole system, the hose included, and the nozzle. Clean the nozzle. There is a screen filter on the end there, and then fill back up with the solution of your choice depending on the job. Get the lid back on there, that seals up, and then pump whatever pressure you desire, 60 pounds, 80 pounds, 100 pounds, and it's time to get at it. Right, girl? Not very enthused. Okay guys, that's going to do it for this video. Not a sponsored video, so I'm going to put as many links as I can find down below so you can look into these. I don't care which one you get, just so you look into one and see if it can help you. It can do many jobs, so that's up to your imagination. When it comes to the limit of these things, a little bit pricey when you first look into them, but they pay for themselves rather quickly. This has been Brian from Apex Detail. If you have any questions at all, leave them down in the comment section. If the video has helped or inspired you in any way, like the video, share, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so maybe YouTube lets you know when we have new content out. They've been a little lackadaisical when it comes to that, but good luck. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.